back to the Walking Leader podcast. I am your host, David Guerra, and I am excited to continue our journey in the Level Up Your Self-Leadership series. And today we are diving into a topic that's foundational. It's foundational to becoming a better leader, whether you are leading a team, a project, or just yourself. Self-leadership. That's the topic. Now, this episode's topic might sound a little familiar, and it may be to some degree. However, I'm choosing to revisit the topic of what is self-leadership and augmenting the information as it will serve as a foundation for the future episodes in this Level Up Your Leadership series. And with all of that being said, let's begin. So, what is self-leadership and why does it matter now more than ever? It is a question that might seem simple on the surface, but the deeper we dig, the more powerful and transformative this concept really truly becomes. In today's episode, we are going to explore exactly that, and by the end, you will not only have a clearer understanding of self-leadership, but also practical strategies to level it up in your own life. Let us start with the basics. What exactly is self-leadership? At its core, self-leadership is the ability to lead yourself. That means taking full responsibilities for your actions, your thoughts, and your decisions. It is about knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, weaknesses, and values, and your values, and using that self-awareness to guide your behavior, in a way that aligns with your goals. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't that just common sense? Bingo. It is. You're right. It is common sense. Self-leadership sounds simple enough. But here's the one thing. Most of us do not spend enough time actively developing it. Instead, we get caught up in reacting to external circumstances, whether it is work, personal life, or even just day-to-day distractions. But in today's world, with everything moving so fast and constantly shifting, well, self-leadership is more critical than ever. Now, let's talk about why that is. In the age of rapid change, disruption, and constant information overload, it is easy to get swept up into chaos. It's chaos. And that's exactly why self-leadership is so powerful. It is the anchor that keeps you grounded when everything around you feels uncertain. It gives you the clarity to make decisions based on your values, not on impulse or external pressures. But here's the kicker. Self-leadership is not just about making the right decisions. It is about owning those decisions and taking accountability and holding yourself to the highest standards of personal integrity. Holding yourself to the highest standard of personal integrity. You are holding yourself. No, someone else isn't doing it for you. You have to hold yourself to the highest standard of personal integrity. Now, one word about that. It's your standard. Your highest standard of personal integrity. Someone else can say, no, that's not it. But is that other individual, do they even have a standard? Let alone are they holding themselves to the highest standard of personal integrity? Probably not. Let's move on. Now, self-leadership means you are not just a passenger in your own life. It means you are the one steering the ship. You are the captain of your ship. You're the quarterback of your team. Your team being you. And here is where self-leadership truly begins to shine. Emotional intelligence. EI, emotional intelligence. Now, if you have been following this series, you know that emotional intelligence plays a huge role in leadership. But it is especially critical when we talk about self-leadership. Being self-aware enough to understand how your emotions influence your decisions, your interactions, and your overall behavior is what separates reactive behaving leaders from the proactive ones, the proactive leaders. It separates being reactive from those that are proactive. When you categorize, and if you don't know, being reactive is not a good thing. It has its place, but it's not always the thing. So when you recognize your emotional triggers and respond thoughtfully, you are able to maintain control over your actions, rather than letting your emotions control you. This ability to regulate your emotions is a fundamental pillar of self-leadership, and it is a skill you can develop over time. So we have covered the why and the what, but now let's get to the how. How do you level up your self-leadership? Well, first, you need to develop a strong sense of personal accountability. This means owning up to your mistakes. This means owning up to your mistakes. Celebrating your successes as well. But if you're not owning your mistakes, you really shouldn't be celebrating your successes. Moving on. Again, reiterating or restating. This means leveling up your personal accountability. To develop a strong sense of personal accountability means owning up to your mistakes, celebrating your successes, and never shifting the blame onto others. When you take full responsibility for your actions, you regain control of your life, and that's where true leadership begins. Second, you need to stay aligned with your values. See, a lot of people fall into the trap of chasing success without considering if it aligns with who they really are or what they truly want. Now, self-leaders know what they stand for, and, they make decisions that reflects on their core beliefs, no matter how difficult or inconvenient it might be. No matter how difficult or inconvenient it might be. And third, you need to cultivate resilience. Life is not always going to go the way you want it to go. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what position in life you hold, it does not. Life is not always going to go the way you want it. You will face setbacks, you will face challenges, and there will be obstacles. We've covered this. There will be obstacles, but self-leaders do not let failure define them. Instead, they bounce back. They learn from their mistakes and they keep moving forward. It is this resilience that helps them not only survive but thrive in the face of adversity. Let me repeat that last sentence. It is this resilience that helps them, self-leaders, not only to survive but to thrive in the face of adversity. So, let us recap the key takeaways from today's episode. Self-leadership is about taking ownership of your actions, your thoughts, and your decisions. Number 2, emotional intelligence is critical to self-leadership. It helps you stay in control of your emotions and navigate the challenges with clarity. 3, to level up your self-leadership, you need to take personal accountability, align them with your values, and build resilience. Now, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this episode is this. Self-leadership is the foundation of all other leadership. It begins there. It begins with you. It begins with you. Remember, self-leadership is the foundation of all other leadership. Whether you're leading a team, a business, or just your own life, the best leaders are those who have mastered the art of leading themselves first. The best leaders are those who have mastered the art of leading themselves first. Just because, you through attrition, you've moved up into a position of higher up position and does not make you a leader. Because you're a certain place in the family structure does not make you a leader. Because you have that degree does not automatically make you a leader. If you're not prepared yourself, if you've not prepared yourself to lead, by leading yourself first, you got a lot of work to do, but that's okay. You can begin right here, right now. So when you do that, when you have mastered the art of leading yourself first, and folks, it's a lifelong mastery. There's no preset time. There's no like, oh, we'll just read this book and that's it. No. It's lifelong learning. It's about being better every single day than you were the day before. So when you do that, when you've mastered the art of leading yourself first, you gain the clarity, the confidence, and the resilience you will need to tackle any challenge that comes your way. So if you're ready to level up your self-leadership, start by taking one small action today. It could be something as simple as holding yourself accountable for one decision, or practicing mindfulness to regulate your emotions, or reflecting on your values to make more aligned choices. I promise you, the more you practice self-leadership, the more it will transform your life. It is transforming, but you have to take the initiative. You have to get rid of the chaos. You have to shake it off. You have to get rid of the chaos. You have to find peace within yourself. You have to find out where it's at. And sometimes you don't find the peace until you've gone through a storm. And that's okay, because you need both to differentiate, oh, this is a storm and that's peace. But once you do that, I promise, the more you practice it, the more it will transform your life for the better. Well, that's all for today's episode. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe to the Walking Leader podcast and share it with someone who could benefit from learning how to lead themselves more effectively. As always, I thank you for joining me here on the Walking Leader podcast. And I invite you to follow me on Instagram and X, on Facebook, where I share with you daily content updates and some other pretty cool stuff. I like it. I think it's cool. All that information on how to follow and my social media addresses, they're all on the show notes. So look in the show notes. And until next time, please stay focused, stay resilient, keep leading with purpose, and break from the crowd to be the walking leader.
The Walking Leader podcast is a David Guerra presentation.